Hi, it's just me, Nicola. Just before you listen to this episode, I just wanted to say the biggest thank you to every single one of you for listening to these stories each week. You are making my dreams come true. And if you are enjoying them, please subscribe and leave a review. It will really help us grow in the podcast world. Enjoy. Hello and welcome back to Inspire the Podcast with myself, Nicola Wills. Today's guest is a hugely successful entrepreneur and known to some as Mr. Ibiza. His empire was founded in 1987 with his first bars Linekers in Tenerife. This led to similar establishments opening across Europe, including the world-famous Beach Ibiza. Having also appeared on Celebs Go Dating, he isn't afraid of the limelight. A huge advocate for the Down syndrome community and a very proud dad and grandfather. Please welcome Wayne Lineker.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. When we are sat here in the most beautiful, what feels like a Chinese garden, we're actually in San Antonio in Ibiza. This is one of your restaurants, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you could be anywhere in the world, really. But yeah, there's a lot to thank Mr. Tony Truman for this. He's you see his feminine side come out when when he gets very creative, and this tree is beautiful and it's imported from Japan and or China, sorry. Yeah. And it just all fits well, and I'm so proud of this venue. It's just so beautiful and it's such a vibe. It's just a very, really chilled, relaxed atmosphere and good food, and we're very proud of this venue.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And you opened this last year, is that right?
Last year we opened, it went really well. I mean, this year the bookings have gone a lot more through the roof, as like we say. But
so second year in business, is that a thing?
Yeah, I mean, the second year is the one, really. And the first year is the one to find your feet and start making a presence on social media, and which is my side of things, really. And then the second year, you can always expect to be 30-40% up on the first year.
Amazing.
And that's what's happening with this venue at the moment.
And I know that all of my friends go to O Beach, and when they finish at O Beach, it's like, what, a 5-minute walk?
Yeah, less than
and
that.
You're here.
Well, it depends how drunk you are, but yeah, it's not far. It's
come out and go left out of O Beach and you're here.
O Beach, Bambaku, Cheeky One. So
yeah. You're taking over the strip.
Yeah, we've got a sea bar as well across the road.
Oh, God, amazing. And so we all know you, social media knows you, the world knows you as this absolutely incredible entrepreneur, out there, loud and proud, fabulous man, having the time of his life. But let's take it back to the very, very beginning and find out all about you. So tell me, where did it all begin?
It began in Tenerife in 1987. I opened my first bar called Linekers. At that time, my brother was incredibly successful, and I happened to share the same second name as him, so I thought, I need to take advantage of this. And at that time, I was working on the fruit and veg markets with my dad, and the big supermarkets started opening, your Asda's, your Tesco's, your Sainsbury's, the one-stop shops, which stopped people coming to the town centre for the fruit and veg. So it literally just died a death.
And how old are you at this point?
I was 26.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just thought I need to get out of this. And I thought, what can I do? And at that time, my Dwayne and Sean's mum, which was my wife then, was parents lived in Tenerife, and we used to visit all the time. And I just thought to myself, I really want to live here. Yeah. So I thought, what can I do? So I thought, I know, I'll open a bar and I'll call it Linekers, because it's my second name as well. Yeah. But yeah, Gary was super successful then, and it just evolved from there, really. And I've always been, because of my upbringing on the market since I was 12. I used to work weekends on the market since I was 12 years old, and I left school at 14.
Why did you leave school at 14? Did something happen?
It just wasn't for me. I mean, back in the day, you could get away with it. It's not like you can leave school at 14 now. Yeah. But I just said to my dad, I just want to start my own business now. I want to come full time with you on the markets. He went, okay, if that's what you want to do. I was by my dad's side all the time. He taught me how to deal with the public, how to see what the public want, and I think being a market trader is the best education you could get. Not if you're going to be a lawyer, but if you're going to be involved in my sort of businesses, which is looking after people, making sure they're having a great time, knowing what they want. It kind of worked, and it went hand in hand with transferring from the markets to a bar. So I opened a bar, and
but I can imagine you behind the market. Were you like a character?
yeah, £2 of bananas, 30. Get your gums around me plums. All that. Yeah. So I was doing all that at 14 years old. I mean, by 16, my dad gave me part of the business. So I had my own stalls at 16. At 18, I had 30 people working for me. Yeah, it was a great education.
The entrepreneurial spirit has always been in you.
Yeah, but I didn't realise it.
Yeah.
You know, at the time you don't. But yeah, I was just given a great opportunity by my dad, and I took it. And yeah, and as I say, I worked at the market till I was 26, and it went really well. And then it dipped a lot. And so, like I say, I needed to find something to do, and I thought, why not open a bar and call it Lineker's?
Amazing. So at that point, you were in a stable relationship with...
I was married at the time, yeah. Yeah.
How old were you when you got married?
22.
20, so young, yeah.
Very young. But that's how it was back then.
Yeah, I know. My mum had 2 marriages by the age of 21.
Well, actually, I think I was 21 when I married. Dwayne, my first son, when I was 22.
Yeah. Oh, so you're 22, married.
With a kid.
But with a child. And then the pressure, that is a lot of pressure to then provide if then the market stores are going down.
Yeah. I mean, we felt it. We felt, you know, because the markets was a very good living. You know, we used to earn really good money back in the day, and for that time, and it just stopped.
And this was in Leicester, right?
In Leicester, yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually the biggest permanent market in Europe. So the hustle and bustle and the atmosphere was amazing, you know. But you don't realise at the time. I look back now and think, wow, what an education I had, you know.
Yeah, before social media, before anything, it was just
before
like
mobile
that.
phones.
Yeah, that
no
was where it all
phones.
happened.
You know, if you had a meeting with someone, you can't cancel. You have to turn up. Yeah. You can't put it back. You got no way of contacting these people. You know, it was weird, but that's how life was. And
and that's like business education, isn't it? It's like showing up,
so, yeah.
Being prepared, like not, you know, being on time.
I mean, showing up in England is a lot easier than showing up in Ibiza, because you know. So thank goodness for mobile phones, because I very often have to put meetings back in. So yeah, but
you've earned it. You've earned it.
Well, I guess so.
So you're 26 years old with Dwayne and your wife, and then you go to Tenerife.
Yeah, and then we had Sean. We had Sean before we went to Tenerife. So I had 2 children when I went to Tenerife, and yeah, we sort of felt the heat in Tenerife, and it didn't really work out, and. So I was working every night and in the bar atmosphere, and you know, it was difficult.
And so when you arrived in Tenerife, and did you go to Tenerife with the vision of, I'm going to set up a bar, this is what I'm going to do, or did you go there and think, let's just figure it out as I go?
I had the maddest vision you'll ever even imagine. It was incredible. So I was very nervous about coming to Tenerife. I've sold all my businesses. I sold my house. I sold everything. I think I had 42,000 quid. I amassed out of what I'd got at that time, and so it's a very big thing for me. It's, you know, it's like make or break. And anyway, 2 weeks before I went my flight, and I arranged everything to go to Tenerife, and I was going for a sausage and tomato cob in a Cafe Rialto, it's called, and I was halfway there. And I could take you to the very tile I stood on, and I had this mad vision in my head. I was thrown back by it. I was like, whoa, what's that? I saw this bar with 3 round windows in it, and inside the bar was all these pictures of footballers and this, that, and the other, and I could see the tables. I see someone behind the bar on the mic. I could see all the bottles. I could see everything. I could see the 2 front doors. But I seen it 100%. And I said to my dad, I went up to Dad, I said, I've just seen my bar. He's like, what? And so I told him what happened. He went, you're crackers. I said, I'm not. I've seen it. So that was that. Anyway, I sort of forgot about it. And when I went to Tenerife, and I was there for probably 4 to 6 weeks, and I couldn't find anywhere. And I was really upset, and I phoned my dad. I said, what am I going to do? I think I made the biggest mistake of my life. He's gone, stick it out. You've gone this far, stick it out. And so yeah, that's what happened. So anyway, I get a phone call from an estate agent called Bill. He went, all right, Wayne, it's Bill. I'm an estate agent. I went, all right, Bill. He said, I think I found a premises for you. I said, okay, where is it? He said, it's in a place called Starco, which is one of the two places I wanted to be. I said, okay, cool. I said, I'll see you there at 4 o'clock. I walked there. He's got, from the outside, he'd gone, I went, where is it? He went, that's it. 3 round windows. I'm like, what? 3 round windows. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'll have it. He said, you've not seen it? I said, no, I'll have it. I want it.
Yeah.
He said, do you not want to see it? I said, I want to see it, but I'll have it. He said, he couldn't understand. So I walked in there, and the shape of the building was the same as my vision. And by the time I'd done it up and this, that and the other, it was exactly as I seen in my vision. It was the maddest thing.
It's magic.
Magical. And so that was sort of, I was destined for this. I knew I was destined for this then. And we opened, and it just went crazy. And we had to move from that premises to a bigger premises a year later. And yeah, there's certain things that we did that I think changed the game a little bit. You know, because in that time, the security was very, very aggressive. You know, people were getting drunk, people were throwing them out and kicking them out, beating them up. And I'm like, this is not right. How do you take everyone's money and then throw them out to get drunk? And then nobody was allowed to dance on a table or on a chair or on a bar. So I turned it all around. I thought, let's let people do what they want to do. If they want to dance on the bar, get them on the bar. If they want to dance on the seats, get them on the seats. And the security I employed were very nice, very calm. And it just went what we call now viral. Everyone was like, oh my God, you got to go to Lineker's, it's amazing. They let you do what you want. And yeah, it just went absolutely crazy. And I'll say to this day, Lineker's Tenerife was the busiest bar in the world ever per square metre. It was ridiculous. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And that was the start of my journey. But yeah, it just went mad. And yeah, I think that was the reason, because I saw a gap. I thought, this is not right. We need to change this. And while everyone was throwing people out, being aggressive and this, that, we were just letting people do what they want. And it worked.
Yeah, it totally worked. And so at this time, you said that your relationship with your wife fell apart, didn't it?
Yeah, it fell apart. You know, I was working. I literally did everything. I did the banking. I did the staff rota. I did the tills. I did everything. I did the DJing. Yeah, I did the stock. Everything. I was like 16 hours a day working, but I enjoyed it. And but it obviously took its effect on my marriage. And yeah.
And so did you stay in Tenerife and she moved back to England?
Yeah, she moved back to England. And then I brought my 2 children up, Dwayne and Sean. I brought them up myself. They stayed with me. And
how old were they at this point?
I think Dwayne was around 6 and Sean was around 4.
How incredible. So they grew up in Tenerife?
They grew up with me, yeah.
How magic.
Well, part-time in Tenerife in England. And yeah, because I went, in the winters, I sort of went back and they did a bit of schooling in the UK. And but yeah, they grew up with me, which was nice.
Brilliant. And so from starting Lineker's, did you ever have that feeling like, this isn't going to work, I can't do this? Or did you always know that once you'd seen your vision, that it was just going to, if you keep going, it will happen? Yeah,
I mean, like I say, there was a time when I thought I made a big mistake. Yeah. You know, I gave up a good business, and even though it was a failing business at that time, I started regretting it. And like I say, I called my dad, and he, bless him, and he backed me up and said, no, you stick to your guns, keep going.
Yeah, amazing. So you're 26, you've launched your business, it's all going well. What then happens after that?
It just evolved, really. I mean, we started opening more Linekers everywhere, one in Gran Canaria, one in Magaluf, one in...
And was it still basically you on your own building the empire?
Yeah, that was just me, yeah. And then eventually a man called Tony Truman approached me and said, because he lived in Ibiza, and he said, we need to open a Lineker's in Ibiza. So I flew over to Ibiza and met him, and we chatted, and we found the premises, and we opened Lineker's Ibiza, and that was the start of my Ibiza journey.
Okay.
So yeah, we opened Lineker's. It was hugely successful, and yeah, that was the start. And then that evolved into that was in 2008. We opened Lineker's, and in 2012, I got a phone call again from Tony Truman. We sat about talking this a few months before in a pool in Marbella, funny enough, because I had a Lineker's in Marbella. And he said, we need to open a beach club in Ibiza. I said, yeah, we do. And that's what happened. And then he called me while I was in Ibiza, and he said, well, I think I found the premises. And so I said, okay, cool. So where is it? He said, meet me there in 5 minutes. And he told me where it was, and I went. And at that, it was a Spanish family's wedding venue. They're getting to the end of their career. They didn't, the heart wasn't in it anymore. They just wanted to sell up. And yeah, and there it was. It was just an old wedding venue, just complete grass everywhere and plastic tables.
Yeah.
And
did Tony paint the vision for you? Because
no,
he's so visual.
We both did. We sat up there and we went, oh my God, this is incredible. And then obviously we took ideas from Vegas and very famous beach clubs across the world, and we sort of put it all into one. And then, yeah, we sat, I remember going to the design company and with Tony and my son Dwayne, and we started designing it, and it was very exciting times.
Very exciting. And how old was Dwayne at this point?
Dwayne will be, 2012, he will be around, what is he now, 39. He'd be around 28.
Yeah. And so him growing up, had he always been part of the Lineker's brand? We've always worked together?
No, Dwayne went to college in America, a golf college in America. I actually bought him fake tests, fake exam results. It cost me 300 quid because he had to get these exam results. Okay. But he wasn't at the age where he wanted to take his exams. So I bought them about 6 months before. So he got his exams, he went to America. And then it didn't really work out for him, the golf. I mean, he's an amazing player, he's a scratch golfer, but it wasn't quite for him. So then he wanted to come into the business. Yeah. And then I went to prison.
Yeah, 2006.
Yeah. And then,
yeah.
Dwayne was then been working with me for a couple of years, and he had to take control of everything. Okay. And I think that was the creation of Dwayne.
Of him, being the...
because he was very young. I mean, he had a responsibility where he was telling people what to do, and they weren't taking any notice of him because they were like, no, he's too young. So he came to me, I think I was in prison at the time, and he said, Dad, it's really difficult for me, nobody's respecting me. So I made a few calls, and I told him to stick it out, and now he's the boss. He is the boss, yeah.
So let's not skip over that prison part, because you were actually in prison for 2.5 years, weren't you? No,
I got 2.5 years sentence, which was ridiculous. It was for £80,000 worth of tax fraud, defrauding the government of tax. But I was declared that they were saying it was £380,000. I used to send people home to England and with money on the plane and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I got done for 80 grand worth of tax. But because Gary was so famous then, they made an example out of me. And the judge didn't like me, didn't like my lifestyle. And he gave me 2.5 years, which was absolutely ridiculous.
And for someone else, would they maybe just got a slap on the wrist and a fine?
No one's ever been to prison for 80 grand worth of tax. No one, not one person. But I got 2.5 years, which is ridiculous. So, but it is what it is. And
how long did you serve in there?
Well, because it was so ridiculous, we took it to the Court of Appeal, and we won. And I won, and they let us out. But that process took 7.5 months. So
you were in prison for 7.5 months?
Yeah. So I was in prison for 7.5 months. We won through the Court of Appeal, and they released me. But it's something I would never change.
Yeah.
The experience was incredible.
Yeah. What was it like in there?
As bad as it was at the time, it's an incredible experience to see what actually really goes on in there. You know, there's some bad stuff going on in there. You know, I think there was a kid who drowned his baby in the bath in the scalding water, and that was at Brixton Prison. And the whole prison went silent when this kid come in, and all the what they called screws, the officers, they just disappeared. This kid went in the shower and he got absolutely battered. So yeah, it's just stuff like that you see and like, wow.
Yeah, like stuff that you think, oh, that must be only for the movies, is actually real life.
Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, I had a few experiences myself in there. You know, I thought I was going to get stabbed, and but yeah, a couple of guys asked me for a picture, and I said in the prison, because at that time mobile phones had just started coming out and Facebook was on, and I said no. I said, no, I can't take a picture of me. He said, listen, my girlfriend wants a picture of you. You're going to give us this. I'm like, I don't want to take a picture, but I'm in prison. No, but it's not a good look for me. He went, you've got no choice. So he said, come with me. And so I'm like, the two of them, big guys. So I went in their cell, and they said, right, let's take this picture. I went, okay, can I take it against the black wall, against the white wall there, so nobody knows where I am, even though I had the prison like tracksuit on and all that. So anyway, he goes in his pocket. He went, all right then. I think he's getting a knife out. He got his phone out. He went, okay. I'm like, you know, I'm like, Jesus. So yeah, that was a bit of an experience, but yeah.
So even in prison, you still ask people still wanted selfies with you.
I mean, I'm not. I don't like saying the word famous, but I wasn't nowhere near as known as I am now. But it was still news when I went in there because of my relationship, because of I was Gary's brother. Yeah. But that's changed now. I've sort of made my own impact on the world, and which is nice. But yeah, at that time, so yeah, I mean, I walked out of the prison, out of the courtroom, and into the security van. You know, so you're handcuffed in there. You go into this security core van with, you know, you've got a little tiny room. Have you seen them security core vans with their windows in? Yeah. So inside there, you're just standing up in this little thing, going to Brixton Prison. So, and you're chained to the handle of the door, and there's about 7 of us in there. We all had our own little cubicle. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. And I remember the driver said, all right, guys, do you want some music on? And I'm like, I can't listen to anything right now. I don't want to mute. But they were going, yeah. They're obviously used to this sort of stuff. And so he turned the radio on, and it's first thing on the radio, Gary Lineker's brother sentenced to 2.5 years in prison. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it was a horrific moment. But and then I went to Brixton Prison, and I was 3 weeks in there, 4 weeks in there. Because you're held there, and that's called a holding prison. And then you get released to what's called a DCAT, which is like an open prison, which was a breeze really, but the first 4 weeks were very tough.
And being incarcerated, coming out, what lessons do you feel that you learned from that?
Well, I learned to respect fresh air. I learned to respect the tiniest things. Yeah. You know, driving down the road, sitting in traffic. This is amazing. Yeah. I want to sit in traffic. Yeah. You know, all sorts of silly stuff like that that's taken away from you. Mm. You know, you can't go to the shops. You can't do this. You can't do that. And all them little things are like so amazing. You know, even just go to the local corner shop and buy a packet of crisps was so amazing. Because 7.5 months is a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
And
just the gratitude for life. Yeah.
I say I learned. You know, you sort of, it fades away after time, but you realise at the time how amazing life is. Yeah. On the outside. Yeah. You know, to what it is on the inside. And I was sentenced right in the start of the summer, so all my bars were packed. You know, everything was going on. I was going to have the time. I was going to have the summer of my life. And
did you expect to be sentenced? No. So it was like, you're there, you're going down, and then that's it. Everything. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous that I got sentenced. Absolutely ridiculous, but it is what it is. Yeah, everything. But like I say, I wouldn't change it now. Exactly. And maybe that was for Dwayne to have his moment. Maybe that was, yeah, because Dwayne is unbelievably inspirational. He controls the whole businesses.
all the back end, what we call the back end, the mechanics of the business. It's it's a smooth operation, and his best friend George is now general manager of Ocean, and they grew up together at 3 years old in Tenerife. Dwayne was best man at his wedding, George was best man at Dwayne's wedding, and now George and Dwayne basically run the whole operation. George is the manager, but Dwayne's taught George everything he knew, and Ocean is a fine machine. It runs smooth as clockwork every day. We've got so many managers in different positions, and there's a lot of money turning over, and a lot of accounts to do, and a lot of lawyers, and this and that. It's a big business. So they basically do all the work, and I take all the credit.
But you turn up. I know that you go there every single day. Is that right?
Well, unless I'm into Glitterbox tonight.
So on a Monday, don't go to Ocean on Monday because you're probably not there.
I might see me in a couple of hours, but yeah, I like to go. I mean, people like to see me there. They like to have the pictures, and which I it's nice. People say, "Does it drive you mad?" People asking pictures all the time. I said, "It will drive me mad when they stop." Yeah.
Well, I've heard that basically, if you haven't been to Ibiza, if you haven't had a picture with Wayne, like that is the news on the street.
That's what they said.
I've heard that you are the most photographed person ever.
I believe that I could be the most requested photographed person ever. I mean, it's probably around 300 a day now.
300 pictures a day?
A day, yeah.
7 days a week?
It's just a thing now. It's got so crazy. Like if a hen party's coming, they always have a bucket list. And number one is always a picture with Wayne Lineker. Always. All these, everyone has a dare to do in Ibiza. It's always get a picture with Wayne Lineker, or get a kiss off Wayne Lineker.
Or get a cup. Get an orange cup.
Or steal an orange cup. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy really. But I enjoy it.
It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. It's like you've created, it's like you're the ringmaster of your circus, and you come in and everyone's like, there he is. And it's just brilliant.
I class myself like Mickey. When you go to Disneyland, the Mickey Mouse comes out in the crowd and everyone's like, there he is. They all have pictures with it. That's basically me.
Yeah.
I am Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. But do you love that?
Yeah, of course.
It's like you're the Wayne show without having to do all the back hard work, because that's done.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, obviously I did. I laid the foundations to what we're doing now, which, I'll always take with me. But I've stepped back now. I've got my son. I've got Sean as well, my other son, and we're opening a new business together in a few weeks' time, which opens in about 10 days, which is called Big Putts, which is a mini golf theme. Doing it with Callum Best, Sean and myself, and 2 other partners. And that's going to be really, really good. So yeah, like I say, I've laid the foundations, but my children are reaping the rewards because of the hard work they're putting in, and it helps me.
Yeah. You have 4 children.
4.
How old is your youngest?
My youngest is Freddie, which is an up-and-coming DJ. He's doing really, really well. He played at Eden last week.
So proud of him.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Because they're all of them, and Tia, they're all so entrepreneurial and have got this. Yeah. It's like they've seen you, and whether you know it or not, to be such an inspiration for them, because they're like, I can be, do, and have whatever I want. And they've, from such a young age. I remember watching Tia on Instagram being a child,
amazing.
And then
Tia
now she's built this
amazing
empire.
Yeah, she's so I'm so proud of her.
It's just so inspiring.
Yeah, she's so. Thing with Tia is she's done it her own way. Yeah. She's always stayed strong with her brand, her fashion. She's never posted anything of her going out or anything it's always to do with fashion. And slowly she's built up such a great following and such a great fan club. I mean, I get people every day coming up to me, oh my God, I love your daughter. Yeah. Your daughter's amazing. We buy this because your daughter wears it. And but she's so humble, so gracious, and now she's given me my first grandson, Alba. So yeah, I'm very lucky.
Do they ever come to you for advice? Like, do they say, right, Dad, like, I want to do this, but I'm not sure where to start, or I feel nervous?
I mean, yes, but the main advice from the family is given by Dwayne, really. He's the father of the relationship, and I'm the son.
Okay, I love that.
But yeah, it's we're a very, very close family, and obviously I've got my 2 granddaughters. Mine and my first granddaughter, she's amazing. Me and her are like best friends. And then we've got Aria. They're just so beautiful, and I'm very, very, very blessed with it. Dwayne and Megan have brought them up so well, and Tia, Harry are bringing up Alba so well, and it's just, I look back now and I think, wow.
Yeah, that's your legacy.
I'm so lucky.
That's what you created, and it's just kind of the beginning, really. Like, there's still such young families creating such new life. There's going to be so much more.
Yeah. So we're very lucky. I mean, Freddie's going to be a DJ. Oh, been my dream to have a DJ son.
Oh my God, I know. You'll be like 80 next to him in the DJ box going, "Come on, son."
He's doing so well.
It's just brilliant.
He's took to it so well. Phoned me up, I think, about just 4 months ago. Dad, can you buy me some decks? Please, Dad, I really want to do this. I'm like, Freddie, it's not a toy.
Yeah.
And
it's hard work. It's really
all
hard.
He's done is everywhere he goes, he takes his decks with him.
Yeah.
And whether it's come to my house or for a few days, he'll bring his decks and he'll practice. And he's learnt it so well. You have to be a natural to be, but he's always loved music. He's always loved music. So I'm very pleased for him. He's going to do really well.
Is he going to play at Ocean? I'm
hoping he's going to play closing parties.
Oh my God,
yeah.
That would be amazing.
I told him if he works hard enough through the summer, because he's getting a residency at Ithaca this year. Which is one of our bars, and so he's going to be playing there. So yeah, that'd be nice.
Wayne, you are a huge advocate for the Down syndrome community. Where did all this begin?
Yeah, my journey with Down syndrome started around 20 years ago with a woman called Lynn Rowe. She had a son. She had a adopted son with special needs called Ben Rowe, and he had leukemia and also Down syndrome. So she reached out to me, and her story was amazing. I'm like, I've got to help these people. So I decided to do a concert because he couldn't go on holiday because he couldn't catch colds or something like that because his immune system was so low. So it's very, very worrying for his parents. So she said our dream is to have a caravan that they can take and just be on their own and go to parts. And so I said, let's try and get you one. So I held a concert, and I held two, one in Manchester, one in London. All celebrities came and they sang and this, that, and then we raised enough money to buy him a beautiful caravan. And but I used to go to the hospital. He had tubes up him, and it was just, and he had Down syndrome, and he was just so happy. Which they are, aren't they? And then, so that was that, and that really took my heart into the beautiful, beautiful Down syndrome people. And then Victoria came into my life, Victoria Bowman. She came, again, a random message from her sister saying that Victoria would love to come to Ocean Beach, it's her dream. So I said, let's make it happen. And she came, and she had two Down syndrome friends as well, which lived all in the same house with Emma, her sister. And so all four of them came, and a few of their entourage, and I said, because she didn't want to be in the crowds, so I said, we'll open the beach club a day early for you. They're like, what? I said, we'll open it up a day early. So we opened it, and I got all the staff there. They gave them champagne on arrival, got the DJ playing some songs, and they literally had the best day of their life. And I just thought it was so beautiful. And then, it was an amazing special day. And we went out after, went to Ithaca, and they had the time of their life. And then we just became really close friends. And now they come every single year to Ocean, and Victoria's like a little superstar now. Yeah. And then we released a song last year. It's called Better Together. Did quite well in the charts, did really well. And we did that with Clark King, and Victoria was rapping. Because she used to rap, messing about, used to rap. Yeah. I said, I'm going to make you a rap star. She went, oh. So we made her a rap star. And she was rapping in the song, and went to recording studios to film it. And then they came to Ibiza to make the video. It was special. And now we're just really, very, very, very close, especially with her sister Emma, who's amazing, so yeah.
And did Ben survive his leukemia?
Ben's still alive now.
Oh, amazing.
He's 19 now, I think.
Incredible.
Yeah, we're still close. Yeah, I went to see him a couple of years ago. We went bowling and
Brilliant.
Lovely kid.
Is this something that's really important to you, having like kind of access in your venues for people with disabilities and differences?
I mean, I've got a close friend of mine as well called Louis Henry. He's got cerebral palsy. He came into Lineker's one night in his wheelchair, and he's such a beautiful kid, and he's with his twin sister. She came out first, and Louis was left in the room too long. He was starved of oxygen. Which it led to him having cerebral palsy. But he's the most beautiful man, and we're best friends. We message all the time, and he's the cutest man you'll ever meet. And he comes every year now. I'm arranged to meet him. Craig David was his hero. He was playing at Ibiza Rocks one day, so I took him into the dressing room with Craig David, and he's like blown away.
Yeah.
And Craig David was really nice. Spent some time with him, and but yeah, it's nice to be able to give back,
Yeah, definitely. Because I think people would look, from Instagram, they see Beach, they see all these glamorous places, everyone looks so perfect, don't they? Yeah. That like, this is the way you have to look, not if you saw behind the scenes. But so it's nice to know that actually everyone is welcome.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, people 60, 70, even as old as me come to Ocean now. 70-year-old women, 80-year-old women.
So how old are you, Wayne?
I'm 61.
61. I mean...
Still a baby.
But babe, listen, 61 years young, right? Just, if I think, right, I'm from a little village in Wimborne, Dorset, right? The 61-year-old people there are basically, in their mind, and the way they look on the way to death, like they feel like life is over, but it's not. And it's just, why do you think that you are so... You might be 61, but you're like in spirit. You're so young. I
know the reason.
Why?
I know the reason for that. It's because people say, why are you not settled down with a 50 or 60-year-old woman? I don't surround myself as a 50 or 60-year-old woman. I'm surrounded by young people all the time. Every day of my life. I'm surrounded by 25, 30-year-olds every day of my life. So I think that's the answer why mentally I can't grow up.
Yeah.
I'm Peter Pan and all. But yeah, I think that's the reason, because I don't go to the social club. Do you know what I mean? And play darts or cards or have a beer. It's not me. I'm partying. I've been partying for 36 years now. And
it's doing you really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, the doctors call me a medical marble. They don't understand how I'm still alive. But they're like, because I went to the doctors last year, and I've got a doctor here that looks after me, and he says, Wayne, I'm worried about you. Oh, really? Yeah, he said, I'm worried about you. So why are you worried about me? He said, I'm just worried about you. Let's do some blood tests. Let's do all your blood tests. So he's gone. So I'm like thinking, I'm in trouble here. He's obviously concerned. So I did all my tests, and then 3 days later, he calls me, Wayne, I've got the results. I need to see you now. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, he's going to give me 3 weeks to live. He's going to give me 3 weeks to live. So I've gone in there. He's threw the paper on the desk. He's gone, you are a medical marvel. I went, what? He went, nothing wrong with you. Your liver, your heart, everything is perfect. I went, amazing. I gave him a high five. I walked out. It was Kistry, Tuesday. I went to Kistry and got absolutely wasted. Oh, come on. Yeah. But I thought he was going to give me 3 weeks to live.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And he's gone, medical marvel.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a mindset. I truly believe your mind keeps, you tell your mind what you want your body to do, and it listens. I mean, obviously not all the time, but your mind is so young and energetic and full of life, and it is keeping your body fabulous.
I'm very blessed.
Now, we have a really mutual friend called Alice, and I went for lunch with her the other day.
Alice?
And Faith, yeah. And I was saying, I'm going to be interviewing Wayne next week, and she just went, he is a man that changes lives. And I went, what do you mean? She said, I owe everything to him. Without him helping me when she was 25 and giving her the opportunity to have Faith, her concierge company, she said, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah, I saw what Alice is capable of. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that in people.
But she said that it's not just her. She said anyone that you meet, if you see that spark in them, you're so good at
I'll
helping
give them a
people.
chance.
Yeah.
I will give them a chance, yeah. But I have to believe in them. And I believed in Alice, and I knew immediately that, I got to know her over a couple of weeks, and I thought, I need to open a business with this girl. I said, let's start doing villas and this, that, and the other. And so we agreed to open Faith Concierge.
Yeah.
And now Faith Concierge is huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
All my partners are now involved in it, and it's done really, really well. And that is because of Alice.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Why do you see that in people and help people? Like, there's loads of, very successful other entrepreneurs, and they don't do that. Why is it that you would do that?
I'm doing it for my own benefit too.
Okay.
Because I was going to be a partner. I thought, this she's a good girl. She's amazing. She's different. I want to set up business with her. Because concierge business is very difficult. You've got to have connections everywhere, not just in villas, boats, clubs. Alice already had that, and I saw that in her. And so I grabbed my opportunity and we opened a business, and now it's escalated into something very big.
Just last week you had Megan McKenna here, didn't you?
Megan,
yeah. Loving life.
She's
brilliant.
Yeah, we get a lot of celebs now at Ocean, and yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me through your COVID journey. So obviously your life is out in the clubs, everyone's there, you're living, breathing that life. When COVID happens, for those roughly 2 years, what was your life like? What happened?
Disastrous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely killed us to bits. We're talking about, 20 odd businesses, all hospitality, all ruined. You've all still got bills to pay in all of them, and it completely wiped me out, to be honest.
And for your own mental health, how was that?
I'm very strong mentally. I can seem to get over anything, but it was very difficult. But it never affected my mental health. It just made me upset and sad, and to think how this thing could just take away not just my life, but everyone's life. People can't go on holiday anymore. I walked into Ocean, this was 2020, I walked into Ocean after he called quarantine on a Tuesday, Kistry, 7 p.m. You walk in Ocean at 7 p.m. now, or in 2019, it's just a sea of people. They're all up in the air. They're all drunk. They're all having the time of life. The music's blaring. Everyone's on the
it's
beds.
Going off.
It's going off.
Yeah.
Like Paris would say, shoes in the mosque. But it was amazing. And I walked in there. There's 14 people in there. 2 beds taken, and there's 200 beds at Ocean. There's 2 taken. It absolutely. I'd got in my car, I cried.
Oh, way.
It's like, but not for me, for people, like not having that great time anymore. It was taken away from them, and, it was just so sad.
Yeah. And people, live for the holiday like that. Their life is saving up for the holiday, saving up for the bed. Like that is a life-changing experience that they wait all year for. And it's just...
It was completely incredible disaster, but yeah, I mean, we're back now, and what was COVID? Where did it go?
Okay, let's not go on to that subject.
There's nothing. No, I don't want to talk about COVID, but it's mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were completely battered. All my businesses, Lineker's, Ithaca,
everything,
Bambaku, Ocean, all of them.
Yeah. Have you ever failed at business, Wayne?
Yes.
Tell me. I feel like you're just everything's so.
I got into a social media project that turned out to be a disaster, and that was the one regret of my life. But I put my trust in someone, and it completely took the piss out of me, and stole from me, and this, that, and the other. And the business went down, and I was left with a lot of egg on my face. A lot of people who had debts, and it's
horrible.
So once that was the main time. But
not nice. But it's like it's like there's always has to be peaks and valleys, you know, and so it's like what you've created is so amazing.
Yeah, it was so bad that I lost everything. So yeah, I lost everything. And
when was this?
2006-ish.
Okay. Oh gosh, it's 2006. You're in prison, social media, not a good time.
Let me get this right. Yeah, 2008, 2010. That's hard time. Yeah.
Okay. And you lost everything.
But yeah, lost everything, and I mean, I still have my businesses, but you know, personally, I'd lost a fortune, and but yeah, we bounced back.
Yeah, always. Yeah, it's not how many times you fall down, it's how many times you get back up, right?
Yeah.
So, Wayne, you are so confident and self-assured.
Yeah, I
You
guess
are,
so. Yeah.
right? First of all, have you always been like that? And second of all, what gives you that confidence?
I don't know. I guess it's something that's not you're born with it, that you grow up with. Like, as I say, working on the markets at 12 years old, you know, I was a little rascal, you know. But I was always very confident, and being able to shout fruit and veg at 12 years old, you know, I think that's played a big part in my confidence.
Shaped you,
yeah. But yeah, I believe in myself, and what can I say about my own confidence? But I guess I am a confident guy.
Yeah, but it's so nice.
I'm confident with women as well. Don't always work, but
at least you try.
sometimes a bit too overconfident. But yeah.
And do you believe, like, you've got such self-belief in yourself, and have you always had that as well? Like, you know who you are.
Yeah, I guess I've always believed in myself. I think it's very important.
So important
that you believe in yourself. As soon as you start doubting yourself, that brings negative energy into your life. I think because I'm so not overconfident, I'm confident, but it just brings positive energy around me. So I believe in that.
Are you good at, like, using your intuition to kind of, you know, you walk into a room and you can just feel like bad energy. Do you feel that?
So good at that.
Yeah, I knew you would be. Yeah, you just instinctual.
Immediately. Yeah. I mean, I made mistakes with people in the past. I used to think I was a good judge of character, and now I know I am, because I wasn't then, and I learned the hard way. But yeah, I can sense bad energy immediately. Yeah.
Feel it.
Immediately.
I know, I'm exactly the same.
Energy.
Oh, me too.
I love happy people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously there's people have sad situations in their life, which, you know, it's totally understandable. But in general life, you've got to be positive.
Yeah.
You just have to be.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to believe in yourself, and just believe in your dreams, you know, believe in what you're capable of. And, you know, my journey's been amazing, you know, it really has. But it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, of course.
But it's been a good one.
Yeah. And do you now, like, you know, now you're older and, you know, you remember you having that vision. Do you still have visions of, like, what's, like, the next part of your life, or maybe, you know, the girlfriend you're going to have? Do you still see those visions?
Not in my personal life, really. Only in business. Because my personal life never seems to work out the way it wants to. Because I've had several girlfriends, and it's never progressed really to what I want. But it's probably my fault. But yeah, in business I do.
Yeah.
In personal life, I've given up. I'll just see what happens. I'll see what happens.
Would you like to, like, you know, you're only 61 years young, right?
Still a baby.
Still a baby. Would you like to settle down again?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready now. It's just very difficult to be my girlfriend, isn't it?
The thing is, but I get it, but what you need is a
person.
confident girl
Yeah.
who just allows you to be you and loves you for just being you,
I'm
and
the
not want to
sort of
change
person,
you.
like having my last relationship with Danielle, you know, we spent every minute together.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoyed it and I loved it. You know, but to find that again is very difficult.
And you were with Danielle for 4 years, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I will find it, but it's difficult. It's difficult. But that's what I ultimately want now. I want a travel companion. I want to see the world, and I'm at that time of my life. You know, I don't want to do this every day.
No.
But what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit in my apartment, in my house and just watch
Loose women.
or loose women. Yeah, I say
in the middle of the day.
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
no, I get it.
So I enjoy my work. My work is incredible. What I have to do is, I'm super blessed, and I enjoy every minute of it. But I'd like to share my life with someone.
Yeah. And I'm sure your family would like to see that for you as well.
They certainly would.
Yeah.
They want to see it more than me.
Megan, like, so this lovely girl? Yeah, I get it. I get that.
They're like, Dad, please just settle down now. Just settle down. Find yourself.
But I'm sure you would if you met the right one,
go
right?
find me one.
Yeah.
Go find me someone. It's difficult.
What about going on is it Raya? Like the dating site for celebrities.
Yeah, I can't do dating sites. Yeah, I don't do them though. But yeah, I mean, Instagram's a dating site.
Yeah.
That's what it is, basically. It's a dating site. So there's no better dating site than Instagram.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go on them proper dating sites. And I've got Ocean every day, and I've got 1,000 girls, unique visitors every day in bikinis.
Waiting for you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but
what would your
they'll
dream?
all speak to me.
Yeah,
They're all approachable for me.
What would your dream woman? Let's manifest this now while we're here, because you focus so much on your business. Let's talk about like your dream woman. You sat under your tree. What's her personality like?
Lively, but not over lively. Yeah. Confident. Yeah, I don't want someone that's party animal, because that's not good for me. That would end up wrong. Yeah, just someone confident, beautiful, classy, knows how to dress, knows how to eat, knows how to drink.
Yeah.
In moderation, and yeah, someone like that.
Someone who's ready for living.
And a worldie.
A worldie. What is a worldie?
A worldie's a worldie, isn't it?
No, tell me.
Worldie's a 10.
A 10.
A 10.
Yeah, because this is lad talk.
Everyone, yeah, it's lad talk.
Lad talk.
But everyone's perception of a 10 is different, because everyone has different tastes.
Of course, yeah.
So. Yeah.
A worldie.
Yeah.
Love that. I'm going to put that on my Instagram.
You're a worldie, mate.
Oh, honey, I'm a worldie.
Look at you, you're a worldie. You.
Oh my God, I made it. But yeah, I know. And also just someone who, I think it's that they're so confident in themselves that they allow you to just be. And just,
I think to be confident in my trust, because trust is the biggest issue. I think as soon as you break trust, you've had it. You never get it back. So trust is the biggest thing for me. If they can trust me and I can trust them, you can go out with your girls.
And are you
go and have a
trustworthy?
good time. I'm very trustworthy. I've never cheated on a woman in my life.
Do you know what I used to, 10 years ago, I used to work in the club scene a lot in London for like 3 or 4 years solidly. And everyone was like, oh, you're in that scene, you must be, sleeping with different guys and doing this. But actually, it's the total opposite. When you're in it, you long for that comfy, cozy, stable.
Yeah, I mean, people obviously have perception of me, think I'm going home with different girls every night. It's just not true.
No.
I never go home with a girl, ever. Yeah. I'm not that guy, People think I am.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not.
People, like 25-year-old guys look at you and be like, he's living the dream life. Like, that's what they want. It's like their perception of what they think you are rather than what you actually are.
I'm way grown out of the one-night stand thing. It's not for me. It's not my bag.
Yeah.
No.
Not anymore.
No, I don't. It never really was, to be honest. Never.
Wayne, what does your perfect day look like?
Fridays at Ocean.
Oh, is it just the best?
It's the best.
Is that?
I love Fridays. Fridays is it always has been every day is special at Ocean, but Friday is, I wake up, I always make sure I'm going to bed early on a Thursday. Wake up, I dress nice, I go and have breakfast, I'm excited for the day. I walk into Ocean and it's a vibe, and everyone wants to say hello.
That's just so magical. That even
so magical.
How many years later since you opened Ocean?
11
years, and you're still like, that is my most favourite day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's literally, everyone dresses up on a Friday, a little bit extra, and the class of people is just a little bit better. Yeah, it's an amazing day. I mean, they all are, but Kistra's great, but it's a different vibe of people. They're lovely and amazing. They're a bit more party enthusiasts on a Tuesday, and every other day. But Fridays is the one. But that's my perfect day. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah.
Unless I was on the beach in the Maldives with an absolute worldie.
A worldie who's staying with you. A long-term worldie. That's what we're going for.
I will say.
Yeah, it will come, of course. If you just think, I always think this, if you can manifest and visualize in one area of your life successfully, it's not that it doesn't work, it's just that you're not doing it in that other area.
Yeah. I mean, it'll happen when it happens, and I'll embrace it when it does.
Would you have any more children?
If I'm capable. I actually think it would be quite cool to have a child younger than my grandchildren.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
They get a
The
lot
thing is, you're so fit and healthy.
You get a lot of likes on Instagram. I'll call it Ocean as well.
Oh my God,
Baby
imagine.
Ocean.
Baby Ocean. The ode to Friday nights, the Ocean. But yeah.
I mean.
But you're open.
I don't expect to have any more children, but if I was with someone that's never had one and wants one, we'll look into it.
Yeah. But you're fit and healthy. You've got the doctor said. Yeah, absolutely. Wayne, what is next for you?
We just keep on doing what we're doing. We've been threatening with Dubai for a long time. We've lost a couple of venues, so it's been disappointing. But we now think again that we've found another one, and so I think Ocean Dubai is the goal? Is the goal for us, and our next step of taking the brand worldwide.
Yeah.
We're looking at Bali and Vegas and stuff like that. So the brand will expand. It's just not expanded as fast as we hoped. Not because of COVID, and not because of our determination. It's always there. But because of COVID and because of a couple of things that have been out of our hands in Dubai. But it will happen, and we're hoping that this time next year we will have an ocean beach in Dubai. And
that's the next step, Dubai. Yeah.
That's our ultimate goal. I mean, we're starting to get into all sorts of things now, but the ultimate goal for me is ocean Dubai.
Amazing. So you have the summer here, and then your winter in Dubai.
Yeah, 365 pool parties in 365 days.
Oh my God, imagine.
Guinness Book of Records.
Oh yes.
I'm already doing more pool parties than anyone else in the world. 150 a year. So yeah, to do 365, I would.
Yeah. And what legacy do you want to leave? Imagine you're on your deathbed. Let's say you're 120 because we've made it right. You're old. We're old. Yeah. I want to live till 113. I'm like, don't want to die young. So we're old. You're on your deathbed. Everyone, your family's around you. What legacy do you want to leave? What do you know that you want to have created and made a mark on this world?
I guess I just want my children to be secure and happy, and my grandchildren to have a great life. I mean, Mila and Aria live in Ibiza, and so will Alba now. All my 3 grandchildren, all the family are moving here. It's a beautiful place to grow up. And if I can leave this world and they're all in a stable and happy place, and I think that's enough for me. I mean, I've always taught my kids to be humble. I think humble is one thing that I say to people in business: just be humble. Don't get in arguments with business partners, and because you never know when you're going to come back to them. You never know what's going to happen down the road. Just be humble. Just shake hands and say it's. So I've always taught my kids to be humble, and they're all so humble, which makes me very proud. Because I'm a humble guy. If anything, I'm a humble guy. I always speak to people, always be polite to people. I'll never be aggressive to people, or just be nice in it. So yeah, as far as legacy is concerned, yeah, I guess all I want is that, really. Yeah.
And you left and sprinkled magic on the world. Sprinkling magic everywhere.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, I'm very blessed with my life.
Yeah. And what is the best advice that you have ever been given, and by who? Can you remember?
Just by my dad, really. Like I said, way back to I was 12 years old, 14 years old. He taught me what the public want. Yeah. You understand? He said to me, "You understand what the public want, you're going to be all right. You make sure you look after the public because they're your income, they're your life. You make sure they're happy before you're happy." And which is what I've done all the way through. I've taken that from my dad, And so I try to give people, or always have tried to give people what they want. So when I go back to Wayne Lineker's, which is what I said about people dancing on the bar on the top.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Just let them do what they want rather than controlling them.
Let them do it.
Yeah.
So that's my.
Your dad must be very proud. Created 2 very, very successful men.
He did all right, didn't he?
He did all right.
Bless him. But
Is he still here? No.
He's passed away now.
Okay.
Yeah. There's that one regret I have is not to. I wish I could go back and thank him. Because at that time you just don't realise. And
And did you have a good relationship with him?
Great relationship. We were very close. But I never took that moment, thanked him, said, Dad, thank you so much. It was my one regret. Yeah.
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
I have one final question for you. And that question is, what advice, this is the question that goes to every single person who's on this podcast, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Not to get so wasted all the time. Just calm down, Wayne. Just calm down.
But you just love it.
Keep cool.
You get excited, don't you?
Keep cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Keep cool, Wayne. Don't get overexcited. Don't get over. Yeah. Just make sure you look good all the time. Instead of this stupid idiot at 7 o'clock in the morning getting home from Glitterbox. But I told you.
Yeah.
But I guess that's. I mean, it's made me what I am today, so I can't really regret it. But I would have liked to change certain things in my life that took me over the edge a little bit, got me a little bit too excited. Too much drink, and But it's in this environment, it's difficult not to, especially when you're single.
Yeah. And also, it's expected of you, right? People see you. All day long, I'm sorry, I'm on the water. It's not the Wayne that they want to see.
Water.
Yeah.
You, Wayne? No, have a knock back.
Yeah.
Jolly.
And you don't go, no, sorry. It's like.
Yeah, it's like. It's like a crime.
Yeah.
They don't want to see me sober.
Yeah.
They don't want to see me without a drink in the hand.
I get that.
But I do try. I've calmed down a lot, especially this year. I'm quite proud of myself this year. I've been very, very good, really. But over the years, I get a bit loose. But.
Yeah. And that if you could tell yourself one thing, is just take it easy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm at that age now. I need to. Even though the doctor calls me medical marvel, I need to calm down. And also, it's nice to feel so good the next day. I love being fresh. Me too. Best feeling in the world. Yeah. So yeah, I love to be. I love waking up thinking that everybody else is hungover. 2 things that stop me being fresh 7 days a week. And one is Glitterbox on a Sunday, and 2 is Defected on a Friday. So I try and alternate them now. Yeah. So I'll either go to Defected on a whereas I used to go to both. I'll go to one now. I'll go to Defected on a Friday, or I'll go to Glitterbox on a Sunday, but the following Sunday. And every other day of the week I'll be fresh. But the following days after Glitterbox and Defected, I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. It's horrible. And the older you get, the longer it takes to recover. Yeah. It's it's a battle. Yeah. But I just love, it's so important. There'll be people that will be listening to this and go, oh my God, he's 61 and he's going to a nightclub. And it's yes. Yeah. Yes. Of course. Just because in your little village, if you're over the age of 22, you're too old to be going out. In Ibiza, we celebrate, I want to be 88 years old in Pasha. All the time. 40, 50 years old come up to me and go, do you think I'm too old to be in the ocean? I went, well, if you are, I'm banging trouble. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But it's this judgment on this is what you should be doing at this age. Ageism is a terrible thing. Yeah. There's no need for it. Let people enjoy their life, whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it. That's it. Yeah, and don't pass judgment. Don't pass judgment. Right. Just be humble. Absolutely. Wayne, it is my biggest pleasure. I can talk to you, but I feel like I literally wanted this and about this and about this and about this. You've got so many stories and things, but it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And thank you for hosting us in this beautiful restaurant, Cheeky One. You're very welcome. Nice to see you.